Hey guys, Brandon Gomez here, back again with another video, and welcome to Rating Every 2023 Patriotic Scheme Memorial Day Edition, Part 2, the Cup Series. The Truck and Xfinity Patriotics were lackluster, to say the least. So, let's hope the Cup Series Patriotics are better. Without further ado, let's get into it. To start off, we have Ross Chastain's Patriotic. There is way too much white on this paint scheme. Way too much white. It needs more blue and red. Why is there just that blue and red pattern, that small blue and red pattern on the side of the car? They should have continued it throughout the entire paint scheme. But no. It's just those little stripes on the side of the car. Also, what would have been cool is if they took the watermelon and made the seeds look like stars. That would have been cool. Anyway, yeah, this Patriotic is a dud. 3 out of 10. Only one paint scheme in and we're already off to a bad start. I hope this doesn't become a trend. Anyway, next up we have Austin Dillon's Patriotic. There is an overabundance of blue on this paint scheme. Way too little red and not even a smidgen of white. Apart from, of course, the logos and the number. But that doesn't really count since they're not a part of the paint scheme design. What I do like about this paint scheme is that at the front, they got a star pattern, and at the back, there's a camo pattern. I really like that design. And although there is a overabundance of blue on this paint scheme, they still managed to make it look good. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Kevin Harvick's Patriotic. All they did is just take his regular Mobil 1 paint scheme and slap an American flag in the middle. That's just lazy. They did the same thing last year, but at least that Patriotic had more going on with it, with, the black. It wasn't just a white car that they slapped an American flag on. There was black on that paint scheme too, and the American flag extended all the way to the back of the paint scheme. It wasn't just in the middle. That one had more going on with it. This one does not. It's just a white base with an American flag slapped on it. Lazy paint scheme design. 2 out of 10. I'm disappointed. Stewart-Haas Racing usually has really great paint schemes, and the other 3 Patriotics they ran are far better than this one. What were they thinking? 2 duds already. Lord of mercy. Next up, we have Kyle Larson's Patriotic. Yay! A great Patriotic for once. This is the same one that they ran last year, and while sometimes change may be good, other times things are good just the way they are, and I'm glad that they kept this Patriotic for this year. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Brad Keselowski's Patriotic. Better than the one he's going to be running at Chicago, that's for sure. What I like about this paint scheme is the gold trim and the gold number. That's a really nice touch. Other than that, I feel like there's just a little bit too much white on this. It could use a little more blue and red. But I will give this Patriotic a pass because the design is good enough. 5 out of 10. I'm noticing a pattern here. For every good Patriotic, there's a bad or subpar one. Anyway, next up, we have Chase Elliott's Patriotic. What I like about this paint scheme is the transition from blue to white. In the middle, you have the red outline of a star. I really like that transition. Though this paint scheme could use a little more red. That's all I'm going to say. Other than that, decent looking Patriotic. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Eric Almirola's Patriotic. Last year I gave this an 8 out of 10, but now that I've been looking at it more closely, I'm falling in love with this Patriotic. It looks really good. I like those blue and red stripes with all the stars, and I don't know what else to say. This is a beautiful patriotic. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Denny Hamlin's patriotic. Now, I know what you're going to say, but Brandon, that's not a patriotic. That's just Denny Hamlin's regular Sport Clips paint scheme. No, it's not. Look at the number. It's blue. On the regular scheme, it's red. For their patriotic, they changed the color of the number from red to blue. That is beyond lazy. The least they could have done was put a few stars on it, like they did in 2020. But no, they just changed the color of the number. This is treason. 0 out of 10. How can you be this lazy? All these bad patriotics are going to make me lose my sanity. Next up, we have Ryan Blaney's patriotic. Ah, a good patriotic. Body armor always has great paint schemes, and this one is no different. I love the camo pattern on this one, and the red stripes on this paint scheme look good as well, though I get a more Christmassy vibe than a patriotic vibe, because with those red stripes, it looks like the car is gift wrapped. I know that's probably not what they were going for, but to me, it looks like a gift wrapped car. But that doesn't take away from this patriotic. It looks great. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Chase Briscoe's patriotic. Another good patriotic. We're on a roll here. One thing I would change on this one, though, is I'd remove the stars there around the number so that it could continue the red and white stripe pattern. That's the only thing I would change. Other than that, great patriotic. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have AJ Allmendinger's patriotic. There goes the streak. I feel like they could have done more with this patriotic. Like, they could have added some more blue stars in that white area to make this paint scheme look more complete. Because as is with just the plain white, it just doesn't do it for me. It was a good try though. 5 out of 10. Next up, we have Chris Buescher's patriotic. Don't tell me it's gonna go downhill from here. This is literally just his regular Fastenal paint scheme, but instead of blue, it's dark green. What were they even going for here? Were they trying to do a camo pattern? What is this patriotic? What? On the grill, I see that, around the front grill, I see that they have an American flag. And it makes me wish that they tried a red, white, and blue design instead of whatever this is. 0 out of 10. What were they going for? What were they cooking? Before I lose my sanity, let's get to the next patriotic. Next up, we have Martin Truex Jr.'s patriotic. Similar design to what they've been running in years past, and it doesn't really change year to year, and I like that because it's a decent looking patriotic. I like it. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Christopher Bell's patriotic. What would be nice is if I could actually see the patriotic, but for some reason, I can't. It's just a photo of virtual Charlotte pavement. Where is the car? In all seriousness, the whole paint scheme is a brown camo pattern, and it goes really well with the red number and the Interstate Batteries logo. Looks really good. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have William Byron's patriotic. No, they changed the patriotic. It was so good for how simple it was. Why did they change it? Anyway, if you couldn't already tell, I don't like the change in design for the patriotic. But I will give it credit. The silver is a nice touch. And I do like the camo and that little red stripe with the stars. As much as I don't like the change in Patriotic, I do have to give this Patriotic credit because it looks decent. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Justin Haley's Patriotic. Better than Allmendinger's. I like that little star pattern at the front of the car. Though, one complaint I will make about this paint scheme is that there's only that singular red stripe. This paint scheme needs more red. What would have been better is if the blue section had all the stars, and if instead of having that little red stripe, there were white and red stripes, so that the car looked like a big old American flag. But as is, still looks pretty decent. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Zane Smith's Patriotic. I'm not going to make a stupid camo joke this time. I'm just going to get straight into rating the paint scheme. I like the camo pattern on this one, though it would have been better if it was extended to the hood. Because just having a blank, dark green hood with the Boot Barn logo it just doesn't sit right with me. Other than that, great Patriotic. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Ryan Preece's Patriotic. Oh my god. This Patriotic is absolutely beautiful. Easily the best of all the SHR Patriotics. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Alex Bowman's Patriotic. Better than last year's. Last year's Patriotic gave me more of a Texas vibe than an America vibe. But this Patriotic looks way more American. I like the little color standards they've got going on there with white on the top, red in the middle, and blue on the bottom. And I also like how they've got the red and white stripes in the middle. And then on the bottom you have dark blue and light blue stripes with all the stars. That's a really good design choice. And I like how they kept the Ally A or the Ally A logo with the American flag and the dog tags. Really great looking Patriotic. 7 out of 10. And for our final Patriotic, we have Jimmy Johnson's Patriotic. There is an overabundance of blue on this paint scheme. There is not enough red and white. What would have been better is if on the bottom of the paint scheme all around there was those red and white stripes, because I see what they were going for here. But it would have been better if there were straight stripes and wrapped around the bottom of the car. That would have looked better than this. But I will admit, this Patriotic still looks decent. 6 out of 10. And with that, every Patriotic scheme ran on Memorial Day weekend has been given its proper rating. It was a pretty subpar Memorial Day weekend in terms of Patriotic schemes. Wonder what's up with that. Let's hope 4th of July weekend gives us better Patriotics. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think some of these should be given a higher rating? Do you think some should have been given a lower rating? How would you rate these Patriotics? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow on my socials, like my Twitter, my Instagram, and join my Discord server. Links to both are in the description down below. Leave a like on the video, and subscribe to my channel for more motorsports content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it for me. Peace.